crypto had a flash crash yesterday, and I talked about this in my video that I posted a week ago on my YouTube channel, talking about how we were going to go to the 110 levels. Currently, right now, Bitcoin is down about 7 to 8% from the moment that I made that video about 5 days ago, talking about where I believe the market is going and where I believe it's going to go. Now, to kind of get right into the sweetness of this video, we had something called the flash crash yesterday where we saw Bitcoin drop, like I think it was $4,000 in, like, I think it was like 15 minutes, like in one candle. And I was crazy because I forget where I was. I don't remember, but I remember I kept getting alerts because I keep alerts on my charts, and I kept getting alert after alert. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like trading view alerts. And I just saw this whole candle from here all the way dropping down, which was absolutely buck wild. Now, this is why I believe this happened, because we had liquidity that was sitting here. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that with investing, you need to understand price action. We had a fair value gap here that needed to get fulfilled, meaning we had liquidity here, and institutions will always come back to gather their liquidity, gather their money. I'm going to make a video about this for anybody that's interested in day trading. For the ones that don't understand, I day trade a lot. I day trade the S&P 500. That is my bread and butter. I've been doing it for the last almost a year. And you know, one of the things that I use from one of my many confluences, I have like 4 to 5 confluences, which is like basically things I check off before I execute a position. One of them is, what are the imbalances in the market? Where are they located? And is it, you know, correlating with price action? And right now, this move was due. Now, I believe that we dropped down to basically 105 to 106 area. Now, I'm going to explain to you why. The reason for that is multiple reasons. Number one is, let me explain to you price action. We have liquidity right here. We have fair value gaps right over here, imbalances. This is money that is left by institutions by pending open orders, my apologies. And these are massive orders. And remember, what do I love to preach? I think I said it in my last video. You need to start thinking like an institution, not like a retail investor. And what do I mean by that is that institutions love to buy cheap and sell at a premium. Their job is to manipulate you or manipulate us, because, you know, I'm considered a retail as well, and you're considered a retail as well, and shake us so they can buy cheaper, because they can't just put in the market. They can't, like, they don't want to buy. Why would an institution, think about this, guys? You as a bank, right? Just, you know, hear me out. You as a bank, why would you buy Bitcoin at 125K when you can buy at 105K, or you can buy at I kind of hope it happens, because it would make my purchasing power a lot stronger. Bitcoin at a 90K, at a 95K, at a 96K. So obviously the market will end up going down. I believe we see something like this happen, and we take out the liquidity here. I generally believe we do that, and it's because imbalances play like a magnet, and that's why I have this here. I literally had it here as well. I had this come here. What do we have here? We had liquidity, as you can see here. And what did we do? We literally came down, almost tested it. We shot up. We tested about, I think it was like not fully everything. And then what happened? We had here higher highs that we struggled with, and then we started creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and then boom, we had a break of market structure, a change of character. Again, a big drop down, break of market structure, because we were moving sideways, and then boom, we dropped down, we created lower lows, and right now we had a small recovery. And again, this is what the market does. It tricks people. It gets people to believe, oh yeah, like, yo, we're going back up. This is the bottom. We're good. We're going to keep going up. And people are going to start putting money that they can't afford to lose into the market, expecting altcoin season to start tomorrow, which that's not the case. That's absolutely not the case. Even with so my overall target, I do see us dropping Bitcoin to about 105, 106K. Now, if we do get to this level, you know, again, I want to teach you guys what I do in the market. we have an imbalance here. We have liquidity right here that needs to get basically filled. So if we, God willing, again, because you should want this as an investor, think like an institution. Stop thinking like a retailer that you are. Think like an institution. Think like an institution. You want to buy your assets at a discounted level. So, grace of God, we don't hold this level. I believe we drop down here. And if I go on the 4-hour time frame, look how this aligns. So we have liquidity here. Let me go back on the 2-hour, my apologies. I want to make it very, oh no, I was on the 1 hour. I want to make it very, very to the T. And I'm going to literally clone this. I'm going to come here and I'm going to put here liquidity. As you can see here, price hasn't came back. We even have liquidity here as well. Liquidity here. So if we are able to come back, let's go on the 4-hour. Look at this, guys. Look how this aligns. Look how this aligns. When price dropped from these lower highs on June the 16th, what did we do? We broke down. We literally dropped a little bit lower, created lower lows. We came back up, respected this area of 102, 101, and then we shot all the way back up. And we ripped to 125K, 125K. So I believe that we do this. Now, why do I believe we do this? Now, before I explain to you why, obviously I showed you based on price action, I showed you technicals, what I believe could happen. I want to talk to you guys about Ethereum, because Ethereum, again, plays the same thing. So we have liquidity right here. Now, where else do you guys see liquidity? Where else do you guys see imbalances, institutional candles? Again, I want to teach you guys what to look for. Institutional candles are basically big wicks, right? This was an imbalance here. It was already filled. The second imbalance that I see is right here, right over here. Right over here. This is an imbalance here that needs to get filled. Where's another imbalance? Right over here. Right over here. So if we don't hold this level of, I believe it's, oh, there's an imbalance here. If we don't hold this level of the higher lows and we drop down to, my apologies, if we don't hold 4,000, that's what I meant to say, we're going to come back down here, which I think that we will, especially if Bitcoin retraces to the levels that I think it could. We come here to this imbalance, and I want to show you, how this all aligns perfectly. And if we don't hold here, we definitely drop to this imbalance here, for sure. Right over here. There's an imbalance right over here. Now let's go on the 2-hour. I want to show you how this aligns perfectly. Let's go on the 1-hour. How this aligns perfectly. How price respects this area. And we consolidate, we chop, we drop from here, consolidate, and then we rip up. So again, you want to look at key areas where a lot of movement is done. And this is where, Max Payne kind of comes into play. I believe that Ethereum, obviously, coordinating with Bitcoin, we come here, we fail to hold here, we are going to drop down to these levels. So this is a massive psychological level, in my opinion. If we don't hold 4,000, we are coming here. And if we don't hold this level at 3,900, we are coming here to these lower lows at 3,800. So it's very, very important for you guys to understand what potentially could happen in the market, even for XRP. XRP is the exact same thing. And, with XRP, we have liquidity, we have imbalances here. Let me go on the 2-hour. We have imbalances here. Let's go on the 4-hour. We have an imbalance on the 4-hour that hasn't been filled. Let me make this a little smaller. Right over here. We have an imbalance right there that needs to get filled. I wrote it here. So what do I likely see for XRP? Us chopping a bit here, coming back down. There's a lot of liquidity here as well. If we don't hold this, we are dropping here where we have the liquidity here. And then from here, we should jump all the way up. And that would be a 260, I put 250 because if we don't hold this level, we have another imbalance here. And again, these areas play like magnets. They always get retested. And I'll explain to you guys, I'll show you guys an example. Let's look at this for example. Let's look at this for example. Before I do, I want to clone this, drop it down here. We have another imbalance. Let me just fix this here. Perfect. So I want to teach you guys institutional candles. So what happened here, for example? We had a fair value gap here. We had a fair value gap here in this candle. Let's look at this. Yeah, fair value gap right here. And then when price shot up, we created another secondary candle. And then what did we do? We shot all the way up, created higher highs, consolidated a bit, dropped down, right back to the area where the liquidity was sitting. Price or institutions took the liquidity and they basically ran with it, which was right here. And then we had to move, we had to a move to the upside, came here, consolidated a bit, dropped down, created an institutional candle here. Look at this, guys. Right here is a fair value gap. Literally right there, you guys can see the red little square. Price dropped, played around, created a break of market structure, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. The staircase, we had a break of market structure here. We shot up, took the liquidity here. Again, it plays like a magnet, consolidated a bit, bounced at these lower highs, and now we're chopping and we're looking to possibly test these areas back at 280. Like we're going from 280 to $3, 280 to $3. And I believe we go down to 260, 270, 250, the absolute lowest. Now, if you look at any other altcoin, it's the exact same thing. Look at Chainlink, for example. I have Chainlink going back to $20. Why? Because we have imbalances here. We have an imbalance here. So again, this is an opportunity for price to come back down here and gather their liquidity, which is right here. And if we fail to hold, we are going to drop down to this level, which is basically $20. So I believe the best entry to DCA from is between $22 to $20. I'm not currently DCAing in anything. I'm waiting for these marks to get hit. I'm stacking my stable coin. So when it is time to buy, I buy these at a premium price. Now, a thing that you need to be aware of is this, guys. This is very, 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 very important. I'm actually going to bring this from my second monitor. For those of you guys that are aware, what is happening? Hold on, let me go to Forex Factor. Actually, I'll just go here. What is happening in 21 days? A possible rate cut. It's very likely it will happen. The reason why the market exploded up a few days ago, I think it was the Friday. Was it Friday? It was right here. Yeah, it was a Friday. It was this big move was because Jerome Powell signaled that we're going to get a rate cut. And currently right now, the rate cut is sitting at, or the likelihood of it happening, let me refresh the page. I think it's like 90%. If it doesn't refresh, it's not really a big deal. But I know it is like, oh, it's right here. 87% that we get a rate cut in September the 17th. Now, what's very important to understand is this. Because again, I'm not someone that likes to talk about just bearish activity for no reason. I want to prepare everyone that watches my videos and that obviously, works with me one-on-one. I want to prepare you guys to what could possibly happen this upcoming rate cut day. Now, this was, pay attention, guys. This was SPX, the last rate cut. We had SPX drop over 68 points. This was Ethereum, the last rate cut, where we saw Ethereum drop not almost $1,000 in value from literally 4,000 and some change to like 3,100. This is Bitcoin, the last rate cut in December. So rate cuts historically are a sell the news type of an event. We saw Bitcoin drop over $19,000 dollars in value. I think it dropped from 108, if I'm not mistaken, to 89K. 108K to 89K. So you need to be aware of what possibly could happen when rate cuts happen. So that's why I believe these levels are very likely. That's why I believe these levels that we're looking at, like, 100K, possibly 90K, 105, it's very likely. Again, guys, the market makers are made to manipulate the market to scare people like me and you for one thing and one thing only. So they can buy at a cheaper price and they can sell at a premium. Think about how many people are scared right now. Think about how many people are worried right now that the market's not going to run up. Think about that for a second. How many people are concerned? And what you need to start thinking is to start thinking like an institution and stop thinking like a retail investor, because these are amazing entries. I work with the select people, few people, and they understand the importance of this, and we want prices to go down. Why do we want prices to go down? Because we're able to have more of the asset for our dollar. This was a perfect thing that could happen to crypto, because again, everyone's expecting rate cuts. Everyone's expecting price to just go parabolic. And the last time I checked, again, I made a video about this. So if you haven't watched my exit video, what I'm going to do to exit, you need to watch it. As of right now, I comfortably can say we are not in altcoin season yet. We are close, but we're not there yet. You can see how I have a lot of alerts to alert me when this happens and when to take profit aggressively. And if you don't know what Bitcoin dominance is, start to learn it, because we're almost there, and that's going to be your signal or your alert, to start getting prepared mentally to start taking your money out. The last time I checked as well, let me refresh this. The last time I checked as well, in the United States, you guys can see here on my screen, the United States, no one cares about cryptocurrency. 20 out of 100. We're at the same level, and I said this in like so many videos, that we were in the bear market. Think about that for a second. Retail doesn't care. Let's go on X for a second. And I go to, let it load. I go to the trending pages. There's nothing about cryptocurrency here. There's nothing that says bull run. I thought this said bull run for a second. It said bullpen, and wouldn't that be something? But there's no one is talking about cryptocurrency, even the stock market. Like, think about that for a second. So we are not nowhere near that Bitcoin, Ethereum chart. We're nowhere near alt season peak. Like, once we get to these levels here, now we're talking, in my opinion. And people think that Ethereum running to basically almost 5K, it's a signal for them to say alt season is here. Alt season is not here, my friends. Not yet. We are close, but we're not there yet. So that's what I believe will happen in crypto over the next few weeks. Just be mentally prepared. Be mentally prepared to see your portfolio in red. Be mentally prepared to see the market in massive scarcity. Be mentally prepared to have people criticize the market as a whole. And remember, guys, I'm going to re-emphasize this. Think like an institution. Stop thinking like a retailer, and you will be fine in this market. If we go to CoinMarketCap, the fear and greed index, we are almost at a fear standpoint. Right now it's neutral. I believe we get down to these levels once we get that flush. And again, I'm gathering as much capital as I can, like as much as I can, because I want to buy these assets when they are on sale. So please, guys, please, please, please do not sell your crypto. Do not get emotional. I want to put things in perspective, right? Before I end this video, we have Bitcoin at 111K. The fear and greed index is at 47. We have XRP at $3. The fear and greed index is nearing fear. It's at 47. We have Chainlink at 24 bucks. We have Ethereum that just cracked almost 5K. We're not in greed yet. No one cares about crypto. Think about that for a second, dude. Again, to reemphasize this, guys, think like an institution. Stop thinking like a retailer and stop getting emotional when you see your portfolio in a red. That is your cue to buy more. And if you don't have any money to buy, it's not a problem. Just sit on those hands and let your portfolio do its thing, because time in the market is better than trying to time the market. So hopefully, guys, this video brought you some value on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share with a friend. Share with someone that's interested in crypto. I think that crypto is a beautiful avenue for the average person to win. I know for me, I'm using it as a boost to my financial situation for me and my generation. So hopefully, guys, again, it's brought you some value. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share it with a friend. Peace out, and God bless each and every single one of you guys.